Hello and good morning, evening, or afternoon to everybody listening. This is Brandon, and I'm here to bring you guys the Weird Science DC Comics sales and solicits for March and July 2019, respectively. Of course, this is for the Marvel Comics side of things. So if you're here looking for some DC stats and info, you have come to the wrong place, but Jim may be willing to help you out here shortly. He may adopt this new format I've come up with here for the DC side of things and spit something out for you. But I don't want to make any promises. It's something he mentioned in passing, so if it happens, it happens. But we are going to start things off here and get right into it with the Marvel Comics sales numbers for March 2019. And part of the reason this podcast is coming out so late here, kind of not really a month behind, but a couple weeks, is because the sales took forever to come out this month. So the solicits were here, but since the sales and solicits are now combined together, and you would only really have maybe a 10 or 15-minute show otherwise, I waited for these sales. So blame Marvel and DC or Comic Con or whoever you blame in that case, but do not blame me. So we're going to start things off with the number one rated or sold to comic stores Marvel comic of the month. It happens to fall at the number 7 spot overall, number 4 value wise, and that is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 17. Price of that book was $4.99, so that's the reason for the value number being higher than its overall number as far as where it falls on the sales charts. But that sold 78,464, and that was the highest selling Marvel comic for March, 78,000. So that's up for Spider-Man from the previous month's number 16 issue by 14,267, and an 18% increase for the book. I'm not sure if there was, any Campbell variant stuff that went on there or anything like that, or if that was the start of the Hunted. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, there's a spike there. Not entirely sure the reason why, but Spider-Man seems to do that once a month, kind of shoot up there kind of higher than what it was and then drop back down, because the number 2 book also being The Amazing Spider-Man, falling at number 8 overall on the charts and number 9 on the value scale, was issue number 18. That was the $3.99 book. So a dollar price drop from the previous number in the series, and yeah, I guess that's because that's where the Hunted started. So 74,466 were sold. That's a 3,998 issue drop from the number one. Not number one, but the first issue sold that month. 5% decrease in sales within the same month. And then the number 3 book, also a Spider-Man title here. This one, Spider-Man City at War. Number 9 overall in the sales charts, number 6 on the value scale. Number 1 in the series, $3.99 book, 72,285 copies shipped out to stores. So first issue of the video game universe from, the Spider-Man PS4 game. So if you're wondering what that's all about, there you go. There's your answer. But yeah, we're going to move on. Spider-Man taking the top 3 spots for Marvel that month. And then loosely Spider-Man based title lately. Number 4 on the charts, number 11 overall, number 11 on the value side of things, as well as Venom, Donny Cates' Venom. Series issue number 12, $3.99 book, 61,901 issues shipped to stores. That's 23,003 copies less than the previous month, and a 37% drop. Moving on there, we go on to The Incredible Hulk, but not the Incredible Hulk you're thinking. This is Incredible Hulk number 181, the Facsimile edition. So this rounds out Marvel's top 5 books of the month, and this is first appearance of Wolverine, complete reprint with ads and everything. So these books are pretty cool. I actually picked this one up for myself. If you're into older comics, this is a true reprint of the original material, so it's pretty cool. It's number 5, like I said, overall on the charts for Marvel. 13 overall, and as far as industry-wide goes, 16 on the value side of things. This was $3.99, 56,754 copies sold. The following month, they actually came out with the first appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit. in regular continuity outside of Secret Wars. So, well, that's a classic covered issue as well. We'll see what that one sells. I imagine it's probably going to be right around there as well. The number 6 book, moving on from Spider-Man and Hulk and Venom-related things, we're going to see Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel Universe make its first appearance. It's number 6 for Marvel's overall sales in the month of March go. 14 on the industry-wide side of things, and is where it falls in the sales charts. 13 on the value side. Number 1 issue, $3.99 book, 54,252 shipped to stores. So we'll see where that drops from there in the coming episodes. Another number 1 that popped up on there, Spider-Man Life Story, number 7 for Marvel, 15 overall, 10 on the value side of things because it was a $4.99 book. That sold 54,176. We move on there, nothing to compare that to yet again because those 3 all right in a row were basically number 1 issues. Moving on, we got something to compare this one to. This will be the Fantastic Four, hitting number 8 overall for Marvel, 16 as far as industry-wide sales go, 17 as far as value. This is number 8 issue in the series, 53,378 copies sold to stores, 1,997 less than the previous month, a 3.74% drop in sales. So Fantastic Four kind of settling in, finding an audience there, not a huge drop, not any huge increases lately. So 53,000, that's not bad, I would say. A good return to form for Fantastic Four, especially with where sales numbers hover around lately. The number 9 book, 17 overall, 18 as far as value goes, is The Immortal Hulk. That's number 15 issue in the series, a $3.99 book. 53,120 copies sold, 7,412 more than the previous month, a 13.95% increase. So maybe, Hulk popping out of hell had something to do with that, renewed people's interest. We'll see, because that's going to make another appearance here on the sales charts, but it will be the first issue that came out that month, so number 14, and then to the bottom end of things, I think that was the end of Hulk getting out of hell. Anyway, we move on to the first tie-in issue, Amazing Spider-Man, in the Amazing Spider-Man series as far as the Hunted storyline goes, rounding out the top 10 for Marvel, number 18 overall, 19 on the sales side of things. I got to shut this window here. I got wind coming into my microphone. All right, there we go. Again, issue number 16.HU, it was $3.99, 52,961 copies out to stores. This was an 11.236% drop from the 16th issue from the previous month. So, I didn't really know where to compare the first HU issue to. I probably shouldn't, in retrospect, have compared it to anything and waited till sales on 17.HU came out and hit, which will be next month. So, I'll go back and do that. But yeah, as far as comparing it to just the regular run of Spider-Man, there was, a 21% drop as far as issues were being ordered. And that was the Black Cat one, if I remember correctly, which was, not bad. A lot of recap if you don't know the recent history of Peter and Black Cat from the Nick Spencer run. Number 11 book for Marvel, as far as their own standings go, 19 overall, 45 as far as on the value charts. This is Daredevil. That can't be correct. My stats have to be wrong there as far as value goes. I'm going to say that means 15. I don't know. I'm not going to take a guess, but that value number can't be right because it was a $3.99 book. Actually, do you know what? That value number is right because I think this was one of the ones Marvel overshipped. So that would be the reason for the value number being so low compared to the price of the issue and where it's hitting sales charts. So I'll reiterate that again. This is number 3 in the Daredevil series. It was Marvel's 11th book of the month as far as issues sold to stores go. 19th overall on the charts. It falls, but as far as value goes, it falls at number 45 on the charts because of free Marvel overships to stores trying to get this book in people's hands. That resulted in 51,268 issues sold. That's a 10,298 issue decrease from the previous month, a 20% drop. So not great signs there for the Daredevil series, although it's a book I've personally been loving. When you're shipping out free books, you're still only getting to 51,000. And that's still a 20% drop from the previous month. To me, none of those are great signs of the current health or state of the Daredevil series. But, Simon sometimes can analyze these numbers a little better. He might, say otherwise, then maybe it rebounds the next month, but we'll have to see after this overship. Issue number 12 on the rating scale for Marvel, 20 overall and 20 as far as value goes, was Uncanny X-Men number 13, a $3.99 book, 50,430 issues shipped out to stores. That was 18,206 less than the previous month and a 36% drop. So big drop for Uncanny X-Men there. Number 13 book for Marvel happens to be Jason Aaron's Avengers. 21 overall on value charts, 21 overall, just overall, 22 overall as far as value goes. Avengers number 16, 48,984 issues shipped out to shops, 934 more than the previous month, so about a 2% bump for Avengers there. Rounding out the top 15 for Marvel is Uncanny X-Men issue number 14. That was 23 overall on the charts and 23 overall on the value charts. $3.99 book, 48,840 issues sold to stores. That was 1,590 less than issue 13, which came out within the same month. And that's a 3% drop within the same month. We got the second issue of Avengers coming out, rounding out number 16 on Marvel's scale here, 24 overall and 26 as far as value goes. $3.99 book, 47,345 issues out to shops, 1,639 less than the number 16 issue, which came out within the same month, a 3% drop. And then we have the kickoff to Star Wars, the Vader Dark Vision series. So issue number 1 is Marvel's 17th best-selling book of the month, 26th overall on the charts and 15th overall as far as value goes because it was a $4.99 book, 46,843 copies out to stores. Nothing to compare that to yet, but I think issue 3 was the big controversial issue, had all the quote-unquote Twitterverse up in an uproar, throwing shade at the creator. And, some of our tweets regarding the review on the site was catching a little shade Jim was responding to. So yeah, we'll see what that one sells. We'll see if that goes up or down next month. Immortal Hulk, number 18. Overall for Marvel, this is the 14th issue in the series, 27 as far as industry-wide goes, 27 as far as value goes. And the rating scale, 47,708 copies out to stores, 5,212 more than the previous month's number 13 issue, and that's an 11% bump. And then it actually got another bump within the same month because issue 15 bumped again, another 7,000. So, people on that Immortal Hulk bandwagon, it seems him bouncing out of hell or the ending to this hell story helped things out a little bit, renewed some interest. And I know there's a whole bunch of second, third, and fourth printings for some of these issues. So people seem to be liking that. And I'm back on board with it. Me and Jim are going to start talking it again when the next issue comes out with, a whole bunch of people that apparently can't be killed with, this gamma radiation inside of them, Betsy and Doc Samson, etc. Issue number 19. Back to the ratings here. We got 2 books left as I round out the top 20. Is Guardians of the Galaxy. That's 32 overall on the charts, 33 overall as far as value goes. Issue 3 in the series, 41,949 copies out to stores, 1,713 less than the previous month. So there was a big drop from 1 to 2, But from 2 to 3, we seem to have leveled out a bit and only a 4% dip. So it's, finding its home there. That's not I don't think, a bad number for a Guardians book. Not great for a Marvel top 20, I would say, but not bad for a Guardians book. And then rounding out the top 20 is Star Wars, number 62, 33 overall in the charts, 34 overall in the value charts, 40,514 issues shipped to stores, 31 issue difference in the previous month. So a less than 0.1% increase, a 0.07% bump. And that's going to round out the Marvel sales charts for the month of March 2019. So hopefully, they're a little quicker with things this month because I apologize, but I don't have any control over the sales here. So yeah, that's where that leaves us. But we're going to get off now to the solicits for July 2019. And I'm going to, the new way I do this is basically I find 10 items of interest buried within the Marvel solicits each month. Sometimes that revolves around a lot of different number one issues. Sometimes that might be, conclusions to series or returns of characters. This month seems to be number one heavy. So that's what this, 10 news and notes from the July 2019 solicits will be spotlighting. A lot of new series, a lot of new creators and things like that coming back into the fold. So we're going to start with number one, which is the X-Men relaunch. And then to throw a little shade at this X-Men relaunch, I put in parentheses again. So we have Powers of X number 1 of 6. It's going to be written by Jonathan Hickman with art and covers by R.B. Silva. Superstar writer Jonathan Hickman, Infinity, New Avengers, Fantastic Four continues his revolutionary new direction for the X-Men. Intertwining with House of X, Powers of X, reveals the secret past, present, and future of mutant kind, changing the way you look at every X-Men story before and after. You do not want to miss the next seminal moment in the history of the X-Men. This first issue is going to be 40 pages. It's going to be $5.99. And that's only one of the 2 books he's going to be on that month, because we also have House of X number 1 coming, and that is also written by Jonathan Hickman. Art and covers this time by Pepe Lara. We got superstar writer Jonathan Hickman, Secret Wars, Avengers, Fantastic Four, takes the reins of the X-Men universe. Since the release of Uncanny X-Men number 1, there have been 4 seminal moments in the history of the X-Men. Giant-sized X-Men, X-Men Age of Apocalypse, New X-Men, 4 iconic series that introduced a new era for Marvel's mutants and revolutionized the X-Men. They only mentioned, oh no, they did mention 4 there. Giant-sized X-Men, Age of Apocalypse. That's 2 different periods they have there. X-Men and then Age of Apocalypse are 2 different things. I thought it said X-Men Age of Apocalypse is 1 word previously, but yeah, they did hit 4 there. Back to things here. Where was I? In House of X, Charles Xavier reveals his master plan for mutant kind, one that will bring mutants out of the shadow of mankind and into the light once more. 40 pages, $5.99. So somebody was asking, I don't know if they're a Patreon member, but it emailed the Weird Science Marvel Comics podcast yesterday asking, when is Professor X coming back? When will we see that? That looks like your book, House of X, Jonathan Hickman in July. So keep your eyes open for that. Note number 2, as far as solicits go. So I counted both those X-Men books as one. Give you guys a little more bang for your buck here. We kick off the history of the Marvel Universe with issue number 1 of 6. That's going to be written by Mark Waid. Art, at least for the first issue, looks like going to be done by Javier Rodriguez. Everything you wanted to know about the Marvel Universe in one lavishly illustrated series. From the Big Bang to the twilight of existence, history of the Marvel Universe chronicles completely, for the first time, everything that was, is, or will be. Lushly illustrated text tells the complete story of the Marvel Universe, revealing previously unknown secrets and serving as the ultimate reference book for Marvel fans. Witness the greatest tale ever told and be prepared for some shocking revelations. 32 pages, $4.99. Now, I'll be the first to admit, there has not been a story Mark Waid has written in a long time that I have enjoyed, but this sounds very interesting and kind of along the lines of X-Men Grand Design, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. And I'm thinking I might have to grab this, at least the first issue or first two, like I did for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Destroys Marvel history to see what's going on here and what this is all about. Hopefully it has a better fate than Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel history, which I have dropped like a bad habit because that book is garbage. But yeah, that's note 2. Moving on to note 3, we got a new Loki series hitting the shelves. Loki #1, Daniel Kibblesmith is writing, and I like Daniel Kibblesmith. He's last book I know that he was on was Deadpool vs. Black Panther, and that was excellent. Art by Oscar Bezadua, covers by Oscar Yedlrim. Earth's Mightiest Hero, all new ongoing series. After dying a grisly death in the War of the Realms, Loki learned a valuable lesson in the warmongering. Don't get caught. But now he has a whole new set of responsibilities, and his brother Thor is not about to let him walk away from them this time. Late show and Black Panther vs. Deadpool writer Daniel Kibblesmith takes the God of Mischief in a thrilling new direction. So yeah, Loki is not dead for long if you're reading War of the Realms, so you can, be happy about that. He's coming back with his own new series. He's also, you can catch him in the Wolverine Infinity Watch series currently. He's still kicking around in there if you need a little Loki in your life. I think he was in one of the Thor tie-ins just after being chewed up and spit out too by his dada. But yeah, that's the one, I think, War of the Realms book I haven't read yet, but I'll get to it. It's on the list, just haven't been there yet. Then we wrap up, speaking of War of the Realms, transitions. I'm getting better at those. Omega, War of the Realms Omega #1. Marvel loves these Omega issues after their events end, and this is kind of in the tradition of such. This is going to be written by a team of Jason Aaron, L. Ewing, Jerry Dugan, and Daniel Kibblesmith. Art by Juan Ferreira and more. Covers by Phil Noto. The war is over, and the Marvel Universe must pick up the pieces. Midgar is broken, and as heroes of Asgard and Earth alike start to sift through the pieces, new heroes and villains emerge. What's next for Jane Foster? Now free of the hammer she was willing to die to hold, Thor's brother Loki faced a terrible fate in the War of the Realms, and now the God of Mischief must make himself anew. For the Punisher, the war isn't even close to finished, but this time he's got his own army. And for Thor himself, destiny has finally arrived. The God of Thunder strikes out for a whole new adventure. 40 pages, one shot, $4.99. So that's going to wrap up War of the Realms in a possibly big way, leading to new books down the line, which we're getting to here because Valkyrie #1 is also coming out in July, and that's written by Jason Aaron and Al Ewing. Art by Cafu. I hope I'm saying that right. Cafu. Cafu. All new series. Jane Foster stars. An all new hero emerging straight from the pages of the War of the Realms. For years, you knew her as Dr. Jane Foster, one of Thor's most steadfast companions. Then you knew her as Thor, the goddess of thunder, who took up the mantle when no other hero, god or human, was worthy. Now Jane takes on a new role as Valkyrie, guide and fairy woman to the dead. But her days of punching are far from over. War of the Realms master architect Jason Aaron and superstar Al Ewing, Immortal Hulk, join forces with rising star artist Cafu for the book that'll have everyone talking. 32 pages, $3.99. So there is Valkyrie, or Jane Foster's return to her own series. Speaking of strong women characters, we got Invisible Woman also getting her own mini. This is going to be #1 of 5. Mark Waid, Matea del Ilias. Illis. I don't know how to pronounce names very well, and I need a drink very bad. So excuse me if I start sounding funny here. Fresh from the pages of Fantastic Four for the first time, Susan Storm Richards stars in her own limited series, and the secrets about her past revealed therein will shake readers' perceptions of the Invisible Woman furthermore. Years ago, she undertook an espionage mission for S.H.I.E.L.D., and now it's up to her to save her former partner from death at the hands of international terrorists. 32 pages, $3.99. Again, #1 of 5. And then we get a pretty cool one shot here that I'm very interested in, which is why it made this list. Kind of seems like it was dug out of the catacombs, but when I read the title here, you'll get why I'm excited personally. This is Wolverine vs. Blade special number 1, written by Mark Guggenheim, art by Dave Wilkins. So there you go. That tells you all you need to know about why I'm excited. Two of the deadliest hunters ever to have stalked the night face off. Wolverine vs. Blade. Enough said. 56 pages, one shot. Parental advisory, like those old rap albums you used to hide from your mother. $5.99. I'm going to get a Marvel Summer Special number 1 here. I know these are Jim's favorite things. I'm not sure if he's going to make me read this or not. This is written by various writers and various artists. Wraparound cover is by Adam Hughes with everyone in their swimsuits playing beach volleyball. Looks pretty cool. Classic Marvel tradition gets a spin in a sun-splashed Marvel Summer Special. To honor Marvel's 80th anniversary, it's a throwback to the knockout 90s. Today's writers and artists take Marvel's biggest characters to the beach and back for a romp even your mother will love. Even heroes deserve a day off in the summertime extravaganza. Whether you're trying to beat the heat or beat up Sandman, this book is the only beach read you'll need this summer. 40-page one-shot, $4.99. I don't know. That doesn't sound too bad. If it's a fun little stories, sometimes break up the monotony of the world ending every issue. I might be down for that. We got something else interesting pretty here. Marvel's Epilogue number 1. That's written by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross. Art and cover by Alex Ross. Now, this is something that tricked me the last time that they ended up being reprints, but this seems like something that's brand new. Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, but maybe I'll find out I'm wrong getting deeper into this blurb, but here goes. An all-new standalone epilogue written to the classic Marvel's graphic novel, written by Kurt Busiek and fully painted by Alex Ross. A Marvel's look at the all-new, all-different X-Men of the 70s. In this 16-page story, Alex and Kirk bring Marvel's world to brilliant, realistic life one last time as the now-retired Phil Sheldon and his daughters in Manhattan to see the Christmas lights find themselves in the middle of a clash between the outsider heroes and those deadly sentinels, giving them a close-up perspective on the mutant experience. Also featuring a behind-the-scenes look at the making of this special story and other bonus features. So yeah, it looks like only 16 pages of actual story you're getting out of the 40 provided to jack this one shot up to $4.99. So, I mean, if you're a fan of the Marvel's work by Busiek and Ross, this might be something up your alley, but I'll wait for the review copies to take a peek at that one personally. Having never read the story and not knowing, if it's, I love Alex Ross art, I love Kurt Busiek, but I'm not sure if that story's for me. Anybody that's read it, I'd be happy to write in an email and recommend it to us. Maybe we'll cover it one day on one of these Patreon specials. Anyway, we're going to round out the top 10 notes from the Marvel Solicits here with another one-shot. Kind of cool they're doing a bunch of one-shots. I'm fine with that if they're going to charge me $4.99, $5.99 for just telling a complete story. I would more rather have that than charging me $4.99, $5.99 for, a single issue with some backup stories that, your mileage may vary on. But this one is Wolverine and Captain America Weapon Plus number 1. It's written by Ethan Sachs, art by Diogenes Nueves, cover by Sakan. The secret history behind their origins revealed. In 1940, scientists attempted to make a man into the perfect weapon, a super soldier. They failed and made him a legend instead. Before the turn of the century, they tried again for the 10th time. They failed, making a man into death incarnate. At long last, Ethan Sachs and Diogenes Nueves reveal the shadowy connections between Captain America, Wolverine, and many more Marvel-used super soldiers, including some surprises. The conspiracy begins here, and that's going to be a 40-page one-shot, $4.99. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for Weapon X or 10 stories, whatever you want to call them. That's right up my alley. I love Wolverine's kind of Weapon X history. The old school Weapon X graphic novel is a great kind of mind bend of a read. I really enjoyed. But yeah, I also have all the Wolverine Marvel Legends figures sitting here on my desk. Kind of the Eric Shea and me play with them a little bit while Jim's sometimes talking during the Marvel podcast. I'll throw my hand up and admit that. try to get them in poses, try to get those claws just right. But yeah, that's one of my things. I also have, a bunch of the Spider-Man ones. Um, but yeah, enough of me rambling about my toys at my podcast studio desk here. Um, I'm going to wrap this bad boy up. I will be back hopefully before the end of this month if the comic industry wants to cooperate with their sales numbers and get them out before the very last week, because then it does take me some time to kind of sort through things, get the numbers and the percentages right, and then get sorting through solicits and getting some interesting notes pulled out of there. So that's the slight delay there when they push the numbers out to the very last couple days of the month. But I'll try to get it out in May for you guys this time. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying the new format. Maybe Jim has a DC one coming for you. Maybe not. I don't know what's going on there. He's a busy man. But I'm gonna let you guys go and keep reading, keep writing in, and it's awesome. You guys are enjoying the Marvel stuff as much as the DC stuff. If you need a little bit of a change of pace from the Brian Michael Bendis brain beatings you're getting over there at the moment. But yep, enough of me rambling. Peace out, guys, and later.